ba-dee-ba-dee-ba. Ha ha! Hi friends! It's so good to see you and you and you and you and all of you! Ha ha! Let's get rolling with this song. Do you know the Muffin Robot? The Muffin Robot, the Muffin Robot. Do you know the Muffin Robot who lives on Drury Lane? Friends, will you share with us a food and the name of a street? Maybe it's a street you grew up on. Maybe it's one of your favorite streets of where you like to hang out, or any street you think of. Ready? Do you know the Muffin Robot, the Muffin Robot, the Muffin Robot? Do you know the Muffin Robot who lives on Drury Lane? Now, instead of the Muffin Robot, it's going to be a different food. And instead of Drury Lane, it's going to be a different street. Who knows what it'll be? Ready? We're going to go with it. Share with us words, ideas, possibilities. We're working together to create this show. Do you know the Cookie Robot, the Cookie Robot, the Cookie Robot? Do you know the Cookie Robot who lives on Main Street? What's a street that you also just might like the sound of? Any silly streets that you've read like a silly street name and you're like, oh, that's such a funny street name. So share with us what you think it might be. I'm thinking of a silly street such as Sassafras. And how about a food such as, we'll make it all have some nice alliteration. Instead of muffin, ooh, pudding and Hancock. All right, let's do it. I'll come back to Sassafras Street later, maybe. Ready? Do you know the Pudding Robot, the Pudding Robot, the Pudding Robot? Do you know the Pudding Robot who lives on Hancock Street? That makes me think of way up in the Upper Peninsula, Houghton, Hancock. Those are a fun city and fun neighborhood to hang out in. All right, Sassafras. I'm still thinking, what sounds fun with Sassafras? Soup. Okay. Do you know the Soup Robot? The Soup Robot. The Soup Robot. Do you know the Soup Robot who lives on Sassafras Street? That's fun. Well, friends, if you want to keep singing this song, come up with other streets and foods that you could keep it going. We're just getting started, friends. Let's find out what today's theme is from our friend Sylvia.
Today's theme is neighbors. Neighbors.
So, we're going to make up a story. We're going to look at art. We're going to check in with Christian from the DIA. Oh man, lots going on. So, for this sentence, this game, we like to call it 3-sentence story. Beginning, middle, end. And the 3 words that we need for today's story come from you. We love nouns, person, place, or thing. Yeah. So if you've got an idea for a word, help us out by posting it in the comments. We'll be on the lookout for it. And in the first sentence, I will set the scene. In the second sentence, there will be a problem. No! But don't worry. By the third sentence, what do? We solve the problem. That's how a story works. Beginning, middle, end. Set the scene, problem, solution. Now, these stories can be silly. Typically, when we do this game, they're silly. Now, they're very short because they're only 3 sentences, but maybe later you'll expand the idea. Right? Danny, I love it. All right, so you might expand this idea later, but the first sentence will include the word trunk. Okay, here we go. First sentence. We loaded up the trunk, hopped in the car, and we were headed downtown. We're going downtown, downtown. Okay, so, oh no. We're going to get downtown and there's a problem. No, this is the part of the story where we're like, no. What word will inspire the problem in today's story? But then do not fret because of the solution. It's coming soon. It'll be in the third sentence. Now, by the way, these could be just the start of the story. Instead of the outline, this could be the very beginning, and you go further from there. Oh, tacos, Park Street. So I'm going to go with the word tacos as the official word for the second part, but it's specifically tacos, Park Street. Okay, I love this. This is good. Okay, ready? We loaded up the trunk and we were headed downtown to have a potluck. Oh, I added detail. Okay. Unfortunately, all the tacos we made, we left at home and we just sat there parked on the street. See what I did there? I took tacos Park Street and I kind of split it up. So we forgot our tacos for our potluck and all we did was sit there and park on the street. Nothing to eat. Our potluck, wait a minute. With a potluck though, what happens at a potluck, friends? Lots of people bring food. Oh man, this might be an easy solution. This might be an easy one. Who's got the third word that helps us out for our story? Because we're downtown, hoping to have a potluck. We forgot our tacos. We're parked in the street. Let's solve our problem, friends. Oh, man, those tacos do sound good. Oh, tacos. I like cheese. I like tomatoes. I like salsa. Oh, bird. Ha-ha. Bird. 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 Bird is the word. Okay, now stay focused. Ready? Here we go, friends. We loaded up the trunk and we were headed downtown to have a potluck in the park. When we got there, we realized we left all our tacos at home and simply had to sit there parked on the street. We looked up in the sky and all of the birds that were invited to the potluck came by with chips, with guacamole, with fruit salad, with potato salad. Grandma, grandpa, aunts and uncles, friends and family joined along with the birds. But the birds, oh man, they were the ones who really came through. Wait, this is more than 3 sentences. Okay, I got a little excited there. That was a long run-on sentence, I think. But we set the scene with loading the trunk, going to the downtown park for a potluck. We left all the tacos at home. No! The birds, they came through with lots of food, which then everyone else showed up. Woohoo! Woohoo! We've got our story, friends. Like I said, you could add details. You could take the story from here and see where it goes. Right? All right, friends. We're going to see what Michael in the Grand Rapids Wimage Lab has created for today's Wimage, for today's story. Hey, Michael!
Hey, Wimee. Hello, DIA. Hello, everybody in Detroit. What's going on?
What's going on? Okay, sorry. What you got?
So, what an interesting story.
I love this one. It's so fun doing this.
How can you forget tacos, Wimee?
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
That happens, I know.
Yeah.
So let me show you what we've got so far
using
the Wimage app, and then we can, add some more details.
Okay. Whoa! Tell me what I see.
Yeah, so we got Wimee, who realized that he forgot the tacos.
Yep.
But then, of course, the little birdie brought tacos over, oranges, and we've got the man waiting at the park trying to figure out why is this bird carrying an orange.
He's invited, though.
He is invited, and because it's about neighborhood and neighbors. We've got the nice city scenery, and it's just good to be neighbors. And so I think at the conclusion of this Wimage, we'll add more neighbors to come to this potluck.
Let's do it. Friends, if you're watching right now and you've got an idea for something to add to the Wimage, let us know. We'll be looking for comments. Michael, I have one idea. Could you add one more bird? Because then I could sing and don't worry about the potluck. Because every little bird, I'm off key. Every little bird, it's gonna bring some food. Sorry, okay. So more birds, more food. Everyone's invited in the neighborhood. That's one thing I love about potlucks is if you bring food or not, that's the idea. There's always enough. Okay, so friends, if you have an idea, Danny said hi. Hi, Danny.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah. Speaking of 3 little birds, Danny. You know what I'm saying there. Okay. Other words. Let me think. Well, just more friends, more food. What else is at the potluck?
We can bring toys.
Toys, yeah, toys. Hey, what about quinoa salad or hummus?
That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell you what. Why don't you keep working on it? And friends, if you have ideas at any time in the show, let us know. Well, Michael will look for comments that get posted. And friends, you can download, by the way, the Wimage app for free. It's in the Apple Store. You can download it. And just like Michael did there, you can create your very own Wimage for iPad or even on iPhone. You can change the words, the images, the color, the shape, the design. We have a lot of fun making things with Wimage. All right, friends, it's time for what we like to call exploring art.
today?
Great. Potluck. You going to be there? We're all invited.
Of course I'm going to be there. And I was thinking that I would bring some spinach dip because I know that Mr. Kevin loves spinach dip.
Oh, man. Can't go wrong. Hey, well, you're running the show today, backstage.
I am.
And you're going to help us with what we call exploring art. And how about this? Why don't we just... Oh, kitty.
Sorry.
Kitty.
Yes.
Sophie's invited
from
too.
home. Yes.
Okay, so should we just get right into the image? Should we say anything more? Or we're going to find out more later. So let's get started.
I think we should. So this is today's image, which is called Stamping Ground. So I want to invite you, Wimee, and all of our viewers to tell me and us some things that you noticed in here. So I'm going to have us zoom in closer.
Nice.
So in just a minute, we'll go into it. So take a look at the whole thing. And I'm wondering what you notice in this picture.
Well, I noticed there's people and we're outside. I notice it's a brick wall and a window.
Okay, so what you see is a window. How can you tell that that's a window?
Well, I think it's the shape and the texture of curtains and the window frame. I see the window sill. And as we zoom out, I'm realizing, yeah, it's a building and there's people out there. I see lots of people. It's cool style of art. It's like, is it cut photos combined with printed or drawn or stamped images, I think? I see lots of yellow kind of on the edges. I see hats. There's somebody wearing a hat.
Oh, right. So sorry, my mic cut in and out there, so I couldn't hear you completely, but I heard you say it looks like somebody's wearing a hat, or many people are wearing hats. So it must be the shape of something on their head that is giving you the idea that those are hats on there.
Yeah, there's the hat again. See that person there? We see it's a hat, and we're zooming out, and there's another person with a hat.
Yes. So I'm wondering what else our viewers are noticing in this piece of art that we're looking at.
Yeah, friends,
if you Emily's
different material. Oh, go ahead.
Emily said that she's noticing different materials. Interesting. I do seem to see different textures, and I think we can tell that by different lines, and it looks like bumpiness almost in that red. Nice observation, Emily.
Yeah, I wonder if scissors were used to cut some of these items to then layer and glue it together.
I wonder. That's a nice wondering. We'll maybe find out more from our friend Christian at the DIA after we're done looking at this. I noticed the colors of the green on what looks like the bottom. So like you said, it looks like maybe they're outside because that green reminds me of grass.
Yeah. Oh, and then up in the top left is blue. That must be the sky between the buildings.
I wonder if it is. I wasn't sure because I see those lines that run up and down. And so I wonder if what that is indicating, maybe like a fence or
I think a fence, like a railing that where somebody could step outside and oh yeah, people, all these people, they're talking to each other, right?
I think so. It looks like these are people, and some of them are facing towards each other. So it looks like they could be talking to one another. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Tony. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Friends, if you have any other observations of what you see, like what's that in the corner right there?
I was going to say in the bottom right corner, is that a doorway like that goes into the building?
That could be. The shape is a rectangle and it's dark inside. So it makes me think that maybe, yes, they are outside and that's the inside. And then on the bottom left, that looks like maybe a bucket. I noticed the shape of that with maybe what the handle, that's a handle. So nice. All right. At any point, friends, if you want to share more observations things you noticed, colors, shapes, textures, please share that in the comments. And so, Wimee, I'm going to go now, and then you can chat with Christian from the DAA.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was fun looking at this picture with you.
It was fun. Thanks, Miss Stephanie. Friends, we've been looking close at this artwork, and now Christian from the Detroit Institute of Arts is here to join us to tell us more. Let's bring in Christian. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Wimee. How you doing?
Oh, great. We're enjoying this piece of art, right? It's called Stamping Ground.
Yes, it is
Tell
called
us,
Stamping Ground.
you know more about it, right? First, tell us who's the artist?
Okay, so the artist, his name is Romare Bearden, and this isn't the only artwork he's done for the DIA. We actually have a lot of artworks by him.
Love it. So tell us more about him and the piece. What can we know from what you know?
So, Stamping Ground, what you're seeing is an example of a style that he does, where we see that he is making what is called a collage. And we're seeing that in this collage that he makes, he is showing us a neighborhood. So that is one of the theme. That's the theme of what we've been talking about today,
Yeah,
and he's showing us a neighborhood. And that, guess what, Wimmy? There's
what?
all different types of people in the neighborhood. There are little kids, there are older people, there are young
Yeah,
adults in the neighborhood. There's not just
yeah,
one type of person in the neighborhood, and that's what he's showing us here
nice.
with this paint or with this collage rather.
Yeah, I noticed a baby collage. I didn't notice that at first. It's right in this part of the image, but a little bit lower.
Yes,
Wait, I said that wrong. A baby stroller.
yes, you do see the stroller, and you're exactly right. Because what happens in the neighborhood? You have people that walk their children, their babies in a stroller. You may see people talking. And this artist, Bearden, he is using this collage just to show what we see in a in a neighborhood. He also does this with using different types of papers. So he's been known to use clips from different magazines like Ebony magazine, Time magazine, and he would use this to put these things together.
Wow, and that's what a collage means, right? Putting different materials together in different ways. And you could do any type of material in a collage, right?
Yes, I've personally done a number of different collages, Wimby. They can get messy sometimes, but messy's okay. Uh,
Messy's fun. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so that's what
Wow.
a collage is, taking different things and putting them. Sometimes you put them on top of each other, sometimes you put them next to each other. But that's the thing about art. Art allows you to explore many different things and experiment as well.
I love it. I love it. Now, do you know where Ramir Beard grew up?
Where Ramir Bearden grew up, he moved around a little bit, but one of the areas that he grew up in was Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. So the city, right? So this kind of feels like maybe this is in the city who grew up or a place he lived.
Yes, it could be an area where he necessarily an area or a neighborhood where was around, because this here is documenting a neighborhood in the Black community. So that's what we're seeing when we are looking at this, that he is showing us that. And also, Wimmy, I want to also show you that on the left side, notice how
Mhm.
on the left it looks totally different than the right, where we see just this building here, this red brick building. Because I heard
Yeah.
one of you guys talk about the brick building,
Yeah.
and you can see that there's, even in the neighborhood, there's multiple different types of buildings that
Yeah.
are in a neighborhood, where you have brick buildings, you may have a house with siding. It's just so many different things you can find in a neighborhood.
I hear you. Oh, look at this. A fun art collage activity that the DIA offers. That links on the link as we're doing this broadcast. Man, so neighborhoods, art, collage. Oh, I love learning from you. You said that Ramir Bearden has some other work at the DIA, and dia.org is the website. Tell us
Yeah.
more of the artwork at the DIA.
Yeah, so we have so many different artworks. One of the artworks that we have that people love is called Quilting Time. And that's by Bearden. And that actually was dedicated, was a piece that he made specifically for the DIA. And it is made in something called a mosaic, where
Ooh,
there's small stones, it's about like this big, that is used, and they're colorful, and they put them all and he put all of them together to make this beautiful piece
wow.
showing the culture of quilting.
Wow, that's so cool. All right, so we've got some questions for you. In the piece of art we saw, Emily's asking, is it wearing out? Is the yellow the images that we saw, some of the yellow, does that show it's getting old, or was that part of the original collage?
That's a very good question. Sometimes, because this is paper, that yellow could be also due to the paper and how old the paper is. Because this here was made in 1971. So, because it was made in 1971, it wasn't too long of a time, but it was quite some time. And that could be due to and that could contribute to the color change. But guess what, Wimee?
What?
We have people at our museum called conservationists that make sure that all of our artwork is protected and that all of our artwork stays in the best condition possible, so that women, you can come down and visit it and see it at the DIA.
That's awesome. I love it. Hey, I've been there before. And speaking of what you're saying to take care of artwork, isn't there a cool goat statue that, you know what I'm talking about? Is it a goat where you allow people to touch that one, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, not right now.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yes, Artie's feeling a little. Artie, yes, that's his name. He's a little conscientious right now about people touching him. But Artie is awesome. And I'm sure Artie will get out of his shell in time for people to touch him again.
That makes sense. Totally makes sense. Hey, Michael's wondering, is this artist trying to tell us anything about the Black neighborhood?
Not specifically a topic about a Black neighborhood, but just that there are so many people that are there. So you have, like I said, elderly people, babies, little kids, adults. There's so many different people you can see in a neighborhood that is just a very, very large array of people.
I love it. That makes sense. Well, Christian, thank you so much for teaching us and sharing with us more about Romare Bearden's artwork, Stamping Ground. We'll see you later on. Thanks, Christian.
No problem. Bye, Wimee.
Bye-bye, friends. Go to dia.org to find out more about going there in person and all the resources online. Now, friends, this topic, that artwork, it reminded us of a video that Kevin and friends made a while back. So we're just going to play the video, and you see when you watch this and listen to it, what connections you make to the artwork and the topic today.
I'd like to introduce you to Bulu. Okay, take it away.
I have got a feeling that you and I are gonna get along just fine. I met you on Thursday while you were wearing jammies sitting on your front porch. You said your name was Bulu, and I might have took it as a terrible sign and thought you were an odd duck. But instead I said, well, you can call me Bulu too. See, 'cause I got a game that takes two people to play, and you and I are the same age, and I live just down the street. See, 'cause I got a game that takes two people to play, and you're my neighbor 2 doors down. Why don't you come around? Welcome to my front door. We can take our shoes off and we'll go in our socks. You want something to eat? Well, here's a wrapper chicken and an oatmeal bar. Don't really eat the chicken. Beware of my big brother. He might try to sneak up on us like he is a fox, but otherwise he's not so bad, as long as you never have to ride with him in a car. See, 'cause I got a game that takes two people to play, and you and I are the same age, and I live just down the street. See, 'cause I got a game that takes two people to play, and you're my neighbor 2 doors down. Why don't you come around? We could play detective in the attic. We could play 20 in the yard. We could play the tripping game in the hall. We could play sick turtle hospital. We could play lava on the staircase.
was our video about being friends, being neighbors. All right. So if you noticed any connections with the artwork, the topic, what we've been doing today, share some thoughts. All right, friends, we love books. We do. We love books. And right now it's time for Book Talk. Check out this book.
Hello again, friends. I just wanted to say real quick that there's this book that we found called Neighbors, and it is by Kasia Denisovich, and it reminded us of also this topic that we're talking about in the story, the song with Bulu. So Bulu was looking for a friend, and she was 2 doors down. Well, in this story, there is a young child who moved into a new apartment, and she wonders who lives near her. She was thinking about how her floor is someone else's ceiling and how her ceiling is someone else's floor. And so the book is about her thinking about who all might live in her apartment building and what do they do? Are they different than her? Are they similar than her? In what ways are they different and similar? And wondering if she could find a friend. So I'm not going to tell you the end of the book, but you should check it out at your library to find out.
Oh, I love that idea and that book. I've read it. It's
Yes.
delightful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Miss Stephanie, for telling us
You're
about
welcome.
that book. Friends, go check it out at your library. Well, friends, we're wrapping up the show here. You saw Michael earlier in the show with the Wimage. It's time for what we like to call Minute with Michael.
What a wonderful show. What a beautiful song. Bulu, Christian sharing his knowledge about that wonderful artwork, and what a timely piece, especially during Black History Month. So thank you, DIA. Thank you, Christian, for inspiring us to recognize the movement in Black art, and how people try to capture the experiences within the Black neighborhoods. So thank you so much for that. Speaking of neighborhoods, at Wimage with Wimee, we've created these awesome animations to show how different people, and in this case, different animals, can make neighborhood and community. So I'd love to quickly show that. And then I'll give you guys a quick overview about the new website we just launched, where we can watch Christian talk. We can watch all of the shows that were sponsored and presented by the DIA at Wimee.tv. So let's watch this awesome animation with you, Wimee.
Wimee sat down, looked around the room, and began to wonder. He dreamed of a zebra and a dog getting dressed up for a party in the park.
Hey, I'm not sure if I should wear my bow tie or my regular tie.
I think they both look very nice.
Oh, thanks. I'm hoping there's going to be some music. I just love to dance.
Oh, yeah, and I think Grandma's coming, and she's bringing her potato salad.
Hey, guys, I think it's time to go. Let's get moving.
Awesome. Wasn't that funny? Wasn't that cute? And so, like I said, all of these awesome animations, the previous DIA shows that we've done, you can find them at Wimee.tv. And we're just so grateful for DIA for partnering with us, especially during these times where it requires some innovation to connect and to educate kids. So thank you, Emily. Thank you to the great team at the DIA. And thank you, Wimee, for being inspiring. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Stephanie. And all those, we look to keep this initiative and this partnership going, bringing more art to kids wherever they are. We love you, and let's keep this going.
Yeah, next month, join us March 27, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And each month, moving forward, we got lots of great episodes coming. So thanks, friends. Let's bring in Christian to wave goodbye and say thanks, Christian. We appreciate you. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Woo-hoo.
No
Stephanie
problem.
with the book talk and running the show backstage. Thanks, friends. Let's roll credits, and we will see you next month.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Wimee's Words is brought to you by Kent District Library and Wimage, with additional support by these great partners. Live weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.